Yep, yep. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Matt's and Mark's, the Thanksgiving edition. We hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Man, it is your boy Hollywood Hogan, and we got some returning guests. It's been a while, my boys. It has been a while. How about you introduce you guys to the crowd?
TJ Suave, everybody. Nice to be back here.
Along with myself, Mr. Rossi Montgomery. I'm stoked to be here. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I'm thrilled.
You got a busy weekend.
We've had a very busy weekend.
Yeah,
the
very
world of
busy
wrestling
weekend.
has been, once again, just kind of off the chain, off the charts. We can't really stop because it's all over the place. Hollywood, where would you like to start with that?
Oh, man, the world of wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pretty interesting couple of days since we last had a conversation. Last week was all about Jim Cornette, and now it's about another few other wrestling commentators in the wrestling world. This time it has to do with Corey Graves and Mauro Ranallo, the announcer for NXT. He was doing a fantastic job during NXT TakeOver War Games. You boys were able to watch it. It was a fantastic show, as always.
Amazing.
Stole the weekend, in my opinion. Ronaldo's out there doing what he always does, the Mamma Mia, being over, excited, screaming, making the wrestling just as fun watching with his commentary involved. And Corey Graves decided to tweet out that he wished that pretty much Ronaldo would kind of shut the hell up and let, what's her name?
Beth.
There you go.
Phoenix
And Nigel
Nigel
have more
McGuinness.
say
Yeah.
on commentary over him. Now, a lot of people took that tweet, shared that tweet, screenshot that tweet, sent it to Ronaldo, who was already previously hinting at having some more issues with mental illness, health illness. Ronaldo has been an advocate for that on his social media, so it's not something that people aren't aware about. He's had issues in the past with JBL and bullying before. So Corey knew this. This isn't something he did not know. Corey tweets this out. This gets shared all over the place. Ronaldo deletes his Twitter. He doesn't even show up to Survivor Series, which he was supposed to work, and he also did not show up for this week's NXT. So, a few thoughts. I mean, I was absolutely shocked by it. Just very unprofessional from Corey Graves.
I mean, before I even get into it, TJ, with all due respect, you are the commentator. You are GCF's commentator. You are the first voice that they hear. The last one maybe they hear as well. What? I have a lot of opinions on it. What would you say?
Corey Graves. Okay. Corey Graves, you go out there, you do what you do. You are not the play-by-play.
Nope.
So shut the fuck up. I said it. Shut up. That is not your job. It is not your job to decide who says what. It is not your job to belittle another employee who is a million times greater than you, who is probably, to me, he's right there between JR and Joey Styles. They're on to something with Mauro. And if you ruin it, then all these fuck Corey Graves hashtags, keep them coming. Now, if it's not true, because I've seen this all over the dirt sheets of going back and forth, I think he even called out with Dave Meltzer.
Yeah,
Uncle
well,
Dave.
It's Corey trying to defend his ass, pretty much. The thing that people are saying defending Corey is that he was critiquing Ronaldo, but the problem is that you guys work together in the same company. You don't have to critique him via social media. He knew that was going to be shared everywhere, that millions of people in the wrestling Twitter world were going to show that to him. He was already hinting of having bad times with mental illness again, and he knew what he was doing, so it wasn't critique. And then another thing, he subtweeted him. It's not like he added him or made it personal. He made it try to make him an example, pretty much. Critiquing is one thing. This is just straight up Corey using his power.
Beat a bully.
Because we know Corey's a company ass kisser at the end of the day. There's a reason why he has his own podcast now with the network. But I mean, just again with Corey, it's not.
He?
Yeah, he does have a podcast. Which, by the way, Corey,
I don't pay attention. Sorry,
Corey did kind of apologize this morning.
Well, what he's got to do is
Yeah,
get
I
off
saw
his
that.
high horse, by which I mean Carmella. Get off of her. Do your goddamn job, and shut up.
But it's not even surprising with Corey. The thing that I remember that with Corey in his past that I haven't forgotten was the time that CM Punk lost his second UFC fight. As soon as CM Punk lost that fight, knowing that Punk was getting slandered all over Twitter, Corey Graves decides to tweet a whole bunch of dirty stuff on CM Punk. Kick the man while he's down. That's Corey Graves' game. He's a company ass kicker, kisser. He probably kisses Vince's ass more than he kisses Carmella's. I mean, just seeing where he goes with his career and all the opportunities that he's getting. Well, he's probably doing both. Who knows? But the point is, like, Corey has a history of this. I mean, kicking CM Punk when he's down, when you know the dude just lost his UFC fight, like launching all that dirty laundry on Twitter.
Corey,
This is
how's
just
your
who he is.
in-ring career doing?
I hear those concussions are a hell of a stopper on your career, man. At the end of the day, jokes aside and everything, it's easy to, and you already touched on it, it's easy to air someone's dirty laundry when it's not your own. How crazy it was at a time when you not only left your wife and family to go screw this,
A horse, like I said.
this Staten Island reject. Clearly, Cass didn't want to do
Clydesdale.
anything with her anymore. How you doing? And you think you can get on commentary still and run your mouth and keep it going. And again, in the world of professional wrestling, independent wrestling, everything, there's kayfabe, there's storytelling, there's great wrestling, and then there's not. You are not doing anything good for this business when at a time wrestling is huge. You have so many different promotions, so many different territories doing a great job. We don't need the Jim Cornettes. We don't need the Corey Graves. We don't need the people that belittle others and think the only reason to do so is, oh, wait, I need to grasp at that little bit of spotlight still. No one cares.
And another
Cornette,
issue.
stay underground. Dig yourself a grave. I'm sure someone's dug one for you already. Please hop in. Take Russo with you. We don't care. Corey's joining you. McMahon's hopefully soon. All of you, stay on your lane. Let wrestling keep being great and know that you have done nothing to help it at all.
Well, another thing with Corey's apology, the funniest part is he doesn't apologize to Ronaldo personally. He pretty much just says kind of what Cornette kind of said, that he offended some people, but all he was trying to do was stir up some controversy. Kind of tells you the kind of person Corey Graves is, right? Trying to stir up controversy by messing with a guy with a clear case of mental health illness is just ridiculous, my boys. Like, I don't understand it. It's just Corey Graves being a dickhead once again. It's just these ring announcers and commentators.
To kind of end it real quick, I know in this generation everybody's so quick to be like, oh, these people are snowflakes or these people are taking it so. I understand. We do live in a generation that is very, very easily offended. But that being said, there is professionalism and there isn't. When you bring up someone of these mental illnesses who have gone on so many different, stories telling it how
he has a whole
he's
documentary
lived. Yeah, and it was
on his entire
amazing.
life. Yeah.
He calls himself the bipolar rock and roller because he owns that up. He's an amazing talent. He has taken his voice to the UFC, to the WWE, to NXT. And
Bellator.
like TJ said, I cannot wait, and I hope that this does not stop anything in Ronaldo's career because he is absolutely on the right path to becoming on that Mount Rushmore of commentators.
Yeah. And it's a major concern for him not to be there for Survivor Series because he was going to be on commentary for the Adam Cole Pete Dunne match. He obviously didn't show up. WWE came out with some bullshit excuse that he blew his voice out during War Games. And then again, he did not show up for
Which can
tonight's
happen.
NXT.
I'm not going to
quick,
say it can. I've
no,
been
yeah.
pretty raspy
Yeah.
after some of our shows,
But
but
Ronaldo's a professional, and
They
at
were
the
so
end of the
quick
day,
to tonight on NXT's showing to just say like, "Oh, Ronaldo will be back next week. We wish him we can't wait to see him." But they kind of swept it under the rug because clearly they're not going to talk about it.
Obviously not.
But again, the idea and the thought of just kind of putting everything underneath, let it go till tomorrow. We'll worry about it, deal with it. I don't like that. That's not how the world should work. That's not how professionalism should work.
Yeah.
Not in this generation.
not for somebody you work with either. I mean, again, Corey Graves knew what he was doing when he did it. It's just, it is what it is. Talking about other companies that are failing, though, Ring of Honor.
Thank God you didn't say GCF. I was a little scared.
Yeah,
there
I
for a
was
moment.
really hoping.
No.
For a
Ring
new
of
job.
Honor.
We're not that low as
Wow.
Ring of Honor. I mean,
Yeah, Ring of Honor between,
looks like the first,
between Mercury showing the
sinking ship.
dirty laundry, the dirty text, and then them firing their own women's champion
who's also dealing with the concussion, by the way.
through a text, or was that through email?
No, they emailed her.
Yeah, email. Think about the old days of the Bischoff era where he called
firing
Steve
Austin
Austin
over the phone,
phone. We don't even do that.
Through
We-
fax.
You're right.
Fax.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was
Yes.
a fax. Thank you.
Everyone
so,
in our studio, thank
exactly. They always
The
they
live
fact
studio
check us.
audience.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Mets
Hey,
and Marks is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Exactly.
There we
It's
go.
good. It's
Yeah.
good. So we,
all you kids that don't
we're kind of
understand that.
going through again like this new generation feel is they're taking steps back when you keep moving forward. Ring of Honor is kind of now dealing with the idea that everybody thought TNA Impact was going to be dead years ago, and they kept kicking. Good for them. Ring of Honor now You got a couple big names still. You got Marty.
Well,
You got one big name.
For a month.
You got Marty. And because other than that,
Maybe
I
for
don't
another
really
2
care.
weeks.
I've never given a shit about Matt
well, I
Taven,
think with Ring
and
of
that's
Honor,
never
the
gonna
problem
change.
is just bad management right now. They just
Yeah.
have too many voices in there.
Well,
They're all
they sold the
conflicting.
company, right? They
To,
sold somebody bought the company.
I believe so. I'm not sure, but I know right now it's just there's too many cooks in the kitchen with Ring of Honor, with all different ideologies and ideas, and it's just not clicking together. And their women's champion, all she was trying to say is that there is a health problem with Ring of Honor. Their medical staff isn't as good as it's supposed to be. She's dealing with concussion. A lot of wrestlers have been dealing with this with Ring of Honor. 6 current and former Ring of Honor wrestlers actually went forward and reported this as well.
But they have a medical staff.
Well, apparently they don't.
No one attended to me when I was thrown into a turnbuckle post. I'm just saying.
Well, that was the biggest thing because she was saying that they should have one, and instead of pretty much saying, okay, we'll work better at that, they just fired her via email. Joey Mercury was a producer for Ring of Honor. He's been the one going after them on Twitter just viciously, and I don't see why not. Going after their GM, most importantly, even leaking text messages between the two of them where the general manager of Ring of Honor buries Flip Gordon because Flip Gordon wasn't happy with the ticket sales, rightfully so. He works for the company, wants to see the company, do good. But the GM didn't care, pretty much said if Flip Gordon cares so much, he should be a bigger draw.
The fact that he doesn't think Flip Gordon is an enough draw, especially for the way that Ring of Honor is going today, is laughable. Flip
Yeah.
Gordon at a time was like the biggest face that they had.
They need to
And-
watch what they say because all these people have connections with a lot of the guys in AEW.
Yes,
now, the
of
thing with
course.
that is AEW doesn't have room for everybody. So it's always rumored that when somebody's pissed off in WWE, oh, they're going to AEW.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's going to AEW. They're all going to AEW. Does Cody have that much money? He's got money, but is he going to pay every talent that leaves every wrestling company
But
ever?
the biggest problem with that is again how everybody connects it to the old WCW days. You can have all the money in the world, but if you keep giving contracts to everybody, sooner or later, like you said,
They're
you're
not
going
gonna
to
be used.
overcrowd it.
It's gonna
They're
be
not gonna
WWE
used.
Junior.
They're not going to be utilized.
They're
The
gonna have a
talents are gonna be
mid-card
seen.
problem.
You're going to see the same problems, which again,
They're gonna
since
be
the
forced to make a
beginning
second
of
show.
AEW, people have compared it to the WCW days.
and next thing you know, they got Hacksaw Jim Duggan on Team Canada.
Yeah, see, we can't have that again. Just
Major guns, though.
we get to bring major guns.
Major guns.
And another thing with the Ring of Honor.
Tori Will. Oh, yeah.
Another thing with the Ring
WCW
of
did
Honor.
do some things right.
I was a Stacy Keebler man.
Those legs.
And they
So
go
Scott
all the
Steiner.
way up.
That all they
Back
do?
to the whole Ring of
That's
Honor.
not all they do. But I'm not George Clooney, so I've never been there. Stacy.
Another thing with Ring of Honor, there were also some text messages between him and Mercury, the general manager, saying pretty much that they didn't want to give the title to Marty because they couldn't trust Marty to stay with them long term. So they gave it to Taven because he was going to stay long term and they can control him more with contract negotiations. Another text message between the two was him pretty much asking Mercury, what do we do next? What's the next big thing? Which is concerning when your general manager literally has no plan for your company moving forward after the WrestleMania weekend they had. Another report on Ring of Honor, Enzo and Cass. Remember what they did during that WrestleMania weekend on the Ring of Honor show. According to Enzo and Cass, there were some contract negotiations. The Briscoes knew about what was going down. The Ring of Honor management told Enzo and Cass after this that they were going to be granted a contract. Well, after the show, the Ring of Honor management completely ghosted Enzo and Cass. Didn't return any calls, emails, nothing. They have not heard from them since WrestleMania weekend.
I don't blame them for that.
The fact that the Briscoes knew something before other
Bada
people
boom.
shows you that the management. Nothing against the Briscoes, I'm not a fan, but in a storyline in wrestling, and you want people to believe it. I understand you want the authenticity of jumping the railing, making it look like a invasion.
Yeah.
But when you don't tell your paid wrestlers about this invasion, how are you not going to be expected to hear some backlash? And that was the
It was a partnership
that
with
was
New
the
Japan
joint
Pro
show
Wrestling.
between the New
Yeah.
Japan and Ring of Honor locker room. So when you don't tell New Japan talent who's working with Ring of Honor talent that someone that not contracted by either promotions is going to be jumping them, why wouldn't you think that Tama Tonga and some of the guys would be pissed off? Oh yeah.
Well,
And-
that's
But
why New
didn't
Japan was
did
been
Enzo
cutting
try and
ties.
call out Tama Tonga?
That was on
Yes.
like Twitter for like the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks after that show. Which Tonga was like, I'm never working with you, man. I'm working for New Japan.
Enzo couldn't even stand toe to toe with Joey Janela, and I love Janela, but you think you're gonna stand toe to toe with Tama Tonga and think realistically that you can say or do anything? And yeah, Big Cass is tall, but he might have another breakdown. So God forbid. I'm just saying, like.
So I don't really blame Ring of Honor for doing that, but at the same time, it's just a bad look to, especially with including the Briscoes having contract negotiations and then pretty much being like, well, never mind. We saw how the internet reacted to it, and we don't want to do it. By the way, it was right after Bret Hart just got attacked on stage during the Hall of Fame. So
that's
that
right.
also
Right, yeah.
added to that just looking in bad taste when all that stuff happened. So just Ring of Honor. I mean, I didn't expect them to be the first company to really just start diving down the Titanic. We always say Impact, like you were saying earlier, and it looks like Ring of Honor is going to be the first one. I think right now what they need is just a whole new management team, a whole new vision going forward. Somebody that actually knows what they're
Well,
doing.
but now, I mean, it kind of shows why people like Steve Carino left. If that's what it's headed towards.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's obviously they don't really have a care for the talent right now, and I mean, if they're gonna fire their own women's champion because she's dealing with a concussion and she wants better medical teams, they obviously are not gonna care anytime soon. They're gonna go down with the sinking ship, and that's just how it's gonna go moving forward. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see where some of that Ring of Honor talent goes, because last I heard, Marty's gone after December, so good luck with that. In other news, though, I know Rossi's gonna care about this one. Lana resigns to WWE on a 5-year deal.
I would honestly, I don't give a shit about Lana. I care even less about Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley, maybe argue with me, viewers, listener, anybody. Bobby Lashley has never impressed me in the slightest. He hasn't done anything when he helped kill ECW back in the day.
Not even when
didn't
he
do
wrestled
anything
Donald Trump?
When
That
he
was
ran to
fake
TNA
ECW,
and
man.
did zero fucking anything for that, and then coming back and having people believe it and happy. Bobby Lashley, you were the reason that Leo Rush has now only just started showing WWE and NXT audiences just how goddamn talented he is.
He's not the only reason.
I know, I'm just saying. I know. But Bobby Lashley, I'm not giving you any credit because you suck in everything that you've ever done. And now bringing Lana, she sucks too.
Who wrote
But
that storyline? Me?
Exactly.
Did I write that? Because I
No,
forgot if I
TJ,
did.
you were writing it so much better. We've seen
I have better
They're
movies than
good,
that,
man.
exactly,
They're really
yeah.
good. They're Vince McMahon yet again sitting in backstage, gorilla position, cuck position, whatever you guys call it. It just goes to show yet again that I can't. There's so many things I could keep going.
The
Again,
life is better when you get out of Bobby Lashley's world.
the world also always
Bobby's
needs
world?
to.
Bobby's world. There you go.
The world needs to remember one of the best quotes from the late great Macho Man. He always said he did one storyline with his wife, and then he wasn't married.
And then it led to a divorce. Yeah.
So Rusev, I'm sorry, buddy, but it's not going to be a Lana day anymore because you're probably getting divorced in a few months. I hope she doesn't run off with Bobby Lashley, but if they both run to TNA and leave,
She can't.
awesome.
And
got
Rusev's
5 years
It's
there.
not shit. Never mind.
And
So,
even Rusev's
okay.
confirmed he hasn't even re-signed yet. So the
Okay,
fact that
well,
Lana
good.
gets
Maybe-
re-signed before he does, I mean, man. I mean,
Yeah,
True.
that's very true.
True.
But still, I'm just like, man, it is what it is.
in more wrestling news, more WWE news, WWE is considering taking legal action towards AEW for their use of
for
Bash at the Beach. Yeah, they're trying to stop that whole Jericho thing from happening. The whole Bash at the Beach show. They're considering taking him to court. They're already taking Cody to court for trying to copyright the Dusty Rhodes name, which I mean, that's just the pettiness right there.
Well, they flipped out over Billy
I
Gunn.
was just
I
Billy
heard that,
Gunn
yeah. Billy
has
Gunn.
used the name Billy Gunn since he was fired by WWE. He now owns that name, and they have known because didn't they make a crack at the Hall of
At the
Fame
Hall
when
of
DX
Triple H,
was
yeah.
inducted?
Hunter
So
made that
it's
joke.
no shock that Billy Gunn was there, yet they lose their mind because Billy Gunn wrestled as Billy Gunn on a different program than WWE.
I think it's because of the program, because it's TNT. And the whole Ted Turner thing, I think there's still bad blood there. I think Vince never wants to see any of his former talent working for
Then
Turner.
bring back Billy Gunn to WWE and finally make Ron the right the wrongs and give him a fucking world title like you never did. He's the one of
Well, that
those
happened now.
one of those wrestlers
It's a
that
little
everybody
too
always
late,
asks
but-
me, like top 5, top 10, who never had the belt. Billy fucking Gunn.
I agree.
Chavo
I've always
Guerrero,
liked
that's just my
Billy,
opinion.
But Razor,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
was his world title?
Roddy
Piper. Exactly. Ricky Steamboat. But see, they were lucky enough to
Perfect.
go to WCW.
Until this day, Rey Mysterio stole Chavo Guerrero's title. Keeping with that. Chavo
I think
should've
you're a
won the
bigger fan
Rumble.
of Chavo
I
Guerrero
love
than Chavo
dude.
Guerrero.
I know. Chavo, I'm going to keep your legacy alive, I promise. Or Dominic will. When eventually he does turn.
And he
they
did
better
with that
make it happen.
sweet frog splash they learned from his late great father. You know, it was
It's in his
tremendous.
blood.
Dominic Guerrero.
And then one more news, just to get this out of the way. Cody announced today that AEW will only have 4 pay-per-views per year. Yeah. It lets you flesh out storylines, have those big matches on 44 pay-per-views for a whole year. I think that's a super smart move by him and that company moving forward. Because not having like that pay-per-view per month, it just you see a lot of the same matches over and over again.
Very
you
true.
can really build to that with the only 4 pay-per-views in the
Very
whole
true.
entire,
It
year
makes
time.
sense. It makes sense. But, I get it. And, it's not like they're going to lose any, publicity on that. They're going to hopefully make those 4 shows for the best shows that they can. They're going to put as much talent as they can. I just want them to utilize the storytelling, maybe throw in a few more feuds that are actually developed. I mean, there's stuff going on, but other than kind of Moxley doing his thing, which I already don't care.
Well, just wait till you see this week's show.
I know everything. I just want more storylines. That's it. Nothing, not poking the bear necessarily. I'm just saying.
You don't want to poke?
Nah, I don't want to poke. I don't want to do that. That's not
No.
good.
And it's kind of hard to do with the storylines too because they're doing
Big
the
into
whole,
poking things.
the power rankings and the records and the win losses and stuff.
Yeah.
Those kind of causes some of these storylines not to be really fleshed out completely, which is why I kind of agreed when they had the whole unsanctioned match between Moxley and Kenny because they're able to like flesh that storyline out completely.
Yeah.
But again,
It
without
would've
those whole record thing, it's going to be really tough to really have a full storyline moving
Yes.
forward.
Do you like the win-loss record?
It adds something to it.
You
I mean,
think
it makes
so?
the matches more important in a way.
Well, my
If-
opinion, I don't think it is necessary. I don't think it takes away. I don't think it yet
It's
gains
different.
anything.
You're right.
Yes.
It doesn't take anything away.
Mm.
And I get where they're going with it. But I just don't care. I just don't care.
I think they're just trying to add stakes to every single match,
want
but
something
I think
new.
not
Yeah.
like all the time in match. Well, we just saw like Scorpio Sky getting a title match this week,
Yeah.
and his record isn't like that great. He isn't even in the top 5 in the power rankings.
But,
So how much does it really matter? It kind of looks like they're kind of little by little kind
They're
of
already
moving.
ignoring it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Scorpio Sky getting a title shot just for pinning him, Jericho in a tag team match kind of tells you little by little. It looks like they're kind of moving away from that because I don't think that many people care. And whenever they do use the whole power making system, all they do is get slandered because the women's division looks kind of weak right now.
Very true. Very true.
Well, that's pretty much it for the world of wrestling as of this week. Again, it's just a lot of stuff going on all around the world, but there's a big, big show happening this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Something
Oh,
that
yeah.
Ross is going to be involved in.
Yeah.
You can be there?
Oh, absolutely. Come on.
In the Champs Corner?
Where else would I be? In the champ's corner. The champ's side. The champ that I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been living under a rock, hopefully, is the one, the only, the dad bod god, and I love it. This is my favorite one. The HBK of the GCF. Let that sit.
Ooh, that's
Let
a
that-
new one.
Let that little simmer. Chris Cadillac, your reigning and defending GCF SoCal heavyweight champion, is going up against a phenomenal talent, but he's not the GCF SoCal.
So he's now the
heavyweight
dad bod
champion.
kid?
I like that. He's going up against Vintage Dragon, who is the current OCCW World Heavyweight Champion in a champ versus champ title unification match. Now, obviously, that being said alone has enough, credibility going into it. You have 2 star athletes. I will simply say in their prime, going one-on-one, proving who's the best, taking both those titles. Maybe one throws one away, maybe one keeps it, maybe they clank them together,
A lot of
Pull
scenarios.
Here's to
and you got the
Y2J, you know what I
double.
mean? So there's a lot going on. There's a lot at stake, obviously. And I mean,
Some people's jobs are on stakes, rumor has it.
yes, that's very true. And I got to sit down with Saint, and the whole idea that RJ was trying to say, oh, now we're best friends, but no. Saint finally has come around, though. Saint finally has gotten out of the shadow of RJ and the investors and everybody else and realizes that he needs to bet on the right man. And that is Chris Cadillac. So, Saint, I know you're not here. Have a nice little
Miss you,
vacay.
buddy. This
you know?
one's for you.
Absolutely.
All
We'll
right.
see you on Saturday because
This
I know
one's
you're
going
coming
to the
home.
top, guys.
And but actually, you know what? My phone is going off because actually I said his name. It's like Beetlejuice. I didn't even say it 3 times. Caddy, I need to take this.
Or Bloody
guys,
Mary.
you guys have a good one for right now.
Well, talking about this
Bloody
Saturday.
Mary sounds good.
Hootie
Too.
hoo, how's it going, brother?
Hootie hoo.
Well, talking about this Saturday
Too
show.
young for that reference, child.
Child. We're talking about the Saturday show. We're going to continue with it. We do have a special guest. Let's bring him up here so we can discuss more of this massive, not just this match, but this massive stacked card this upcoming Saturday. I mean, there's so many matches going on. That's not the title match is huge, but
Gentlemen,
Right
how are
there.
you?
Right there. Doing pretty good. How you doing, my
Jonathan
man?
Malice, thank
There
you.
we
Thank you
go.
for that introduction. How you doing?
Not too
Listen,
bad.
before we get started about our show this weekend, I wanted to make a couple of comments. I was listening to your opening intro. You may or may not know this. Mauro Ranello and I used to work together at a bar in northern or Western Canada, a place called, I think at the time it was called City Limits. It's in a place called Abbotsford, British Columbia. And he referred to himself as the bipolar rock and roller back then. Yeah, he was a very fragile guy. And, the funny thing was he had worked from the time I think he was 16 years old. Mm-hmm. He worked for a promoter that actually we had both worked for. And he was one of those types. He was like this savant. We had a discussion after work one night. He was the DJ at a bar that I was the bouncer at. And we had a discussion one night about, keeping in mind he's Canadian, all right? And I'm in Canada, about the Emancipation Proclamation of the United States of America, where they he didn't know as
history buffs out
much
there.
as I thought he should. And, we had this argument. Next day, he could practically recite. I imagine he stayed up all night studying online the Emancipation Proclamation, which wasn't easy at the time because this was in the late 90s. And the internet wasn't what it was. You had to turn on your computer, wait for your dial-up and all this. So, and when
Who
you
remembers
changed
that?
websites, it would take a bit of time. So, he was always kind of a fragile guy, and it really angers me to hear that was it Corey Graves? Is
Corey
that his
Graves,
name?
yes.
Would really stick it to some. I mean, they've been working together longer than Morrow and I were working together,
Yes.
and they probably know each other. He probably knows them well enough to know you don't do that to people like that.
Yeah.
Were they both on NXT
at one point,
the
yeah,
same
they
time
both
on
did share an
commentary?
announce table one time, a couple of times actually. I think in the very early days, but I mean they've been working together for a very long time, so this is nothing new. It was just a cheap shot, like always, and
Yeah, and
that
Morrow-
was the unfortunate thing about it.
Morrow, if you're out there, I know it was the Emancipation Proclamation. Secondly, the Sinclair Group, which is a local TV or a nationwide, probably international television syndicate, owns Ring of Honor. It was originally owned by Rob Feinstein. He sold it, and then someone else bought it. So the reason why it's going through so many problems now, whereas Ring of Honor was a well-run,
Yes, it
taut,
was.
tight,
Yes.
well-oiled
It
wrestling
was,
machine
It was.
at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
even know what else to say.
Now it has fallen under the same fate as WCW in that it
Yeah.
is run by corporate TV executives
That
and not
don't know what
wrestling
they're
people.
doing, yes,
So,
yes.
so that's what's happening to Ring of Honor, and it's going to slip through the ice. Typically, I find that executive types, people with stuffed shirts, don't like wrestling anyway, and they're going to do whatever they can to kill it. So
They're looking
that
for the
said,
profit.
Robert, could you run that graphic for us? This Saturday, November 30th, at American Legion Post 555, Orange County Championship Wrestling and Gold Coast Federation presents Black Saturday, Orange County's first heavyweight title unification match between the inimitable Vintage Dragon, where he will be defending his OCCW title and trying to take the title of the incorrigible Gold Coast Federation heavyweight champion, Cadillac. Is it Cadillac? It's not Chris Cadillac.
Chris
It's
Cadillac.
Chris
It is Chris
Cadillac.
Cadillac, yeah.
Right, that's 2 Ks. Is his middle
One.
name Kyle?
Two.
Chris Kyle Cadillac?
I'm gonna
Anyway,
have to ask him now.
That said,
Christopher Kyle Cadillac this weekend.
Thank you.
Is taking on Vintage Dragon.
to unify the
Make that
title,
name way longer.
the heavyweight title of the two federations here in Orange County. One thing that everyone needs to know is that both men have been a pain in the ass, a fly in the ointment, a thorn in the shoe of
Both companies.
each respective
The DVA.
and what?
We'll leave it at that.
Let me see this here.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Thanks. I don't condone drinking, but I've had a rough week.
Oh,
what are
yeah,
you
we
gonna
all
do?
have.
It's the holiday season.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Jesus, that is some rot gut shit that you're drinking, Youngblood.
Toto's vodka,
Oh my
everybody.
God! Somewhere there's a Russian.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
There's a
That's where
communist.
you'll
There's a
find
red communist somewhere just rolling over in his grave, thinking that that's vodka. Anyway, that said, we will see the title unification bout between Gold Coast Federation champ Chris Cadillac and OCCW heavyweight champion
It's hitting
Vintage
that pop.
Dragon. All right. Now this is a first in Orange County where the two federations that exist here are actually working together to unify the title. The sad thing is both sides kind of don't want their guy to win because it's like, Jesus, now he's gonna have two titles. He's gonna have that much more leverage on me. I know Vintage Dragon. He represents Lucha Pro, which is another federation out in East Los Angeles. Has been just skirting the rules, ducking and dodging through every loophole to keep his title. Now, I can imagine the amount of ducking and dodging he would have to go through when he takes that Gold Coast Federation Championship. On the other side of town, let's see, you have Chris Cadillac, a shifty, cagey, shady, stop me when I'm going too far, less than reputable individual who holds a GCF title. Now, somehow, we didn't anticipate these two coming together when we first went into talks about unifying the title, but here we are with two gentlemen of questionable character vying for the coveted prize of the two feds. I know you guys are GCF, so I won't say who are you picking to win, but how do you see the match going?
Chris Cadillac hasn't given me any doubt. I've seen his matches. The dude's uber talented. I mean, I'm going with him for the win, just for the sake of this talent is just off the charts. I mean, this guy puts on classic matches. Plus, they have faced each other in the past. There is that history there. Both of them probably know each other very well. They're probably scouting each other very well. I have not been able to see Vintage Dragon all that much, so I can't really give my full opinion about him because I haven't seen him. I've seen Caddy more, so I'm going to say Chris Cadillac gets the W just from what I've seen, from the work I've seen, and the matches I've seen from him.
When I said don't pick a winner, I meant, pick a winner. All right, go ahead. Clearly. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, then I clearly think Chris Cadillac.
Okay.
You know the company I
Well,
work for.
keep in
You're
mind
on the
you-
podcast. I
didn't
do
want you to
keep
pick a winner.
eyeing
All right,
this.
those of you who are watching, I want you to go back a few minutes and say, I don't want you to pick a winner. I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen in the match. And we already got people picking winners. So we're going to talk to your production crew on that.
I haven't seen Vintage
blame
Dragon
you.
enough to
You're
scout
drinking
him.
that stuff. You're
It's
drinking
called,
that
I'm
stuff. It's
trying to
not
keep
your
myself
fault.
warm, yeah.
All right. In other matches.
Even though I'm showing off the goods here.
In other matches, our tag team
Bit
titles,
deeply.
Thunder and Lightning, will be challenged by their longtime rivals, La Raza. What is this?
With them right away, I'll keep you posted on what's going on.
Okay, GC, who is this?
As I said, the
It's a handsome
production,
devil. I like
the
that purple
production
shirt.
crew isn't that great here.
Is he filming us?
We're working on
Can everybody
things.
see this out there, Robert?
I am not.
Oh, you guys are watching.
We're
We're being
watching.
invaded by another Fed.
Minneapolis, New York.
Yes.
My family lives in the state here. I come visit.
Is that one of the higher ups?
All right,
Is that a
look
guy
at
that's
his
trying
voice,
to
look at his voice.
suspend me?
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the Purple Shirt Diaries. where
with the investors so we can talk about GCF.
Oh, what is that?
Joseph, the investors are not pleased with this new development of a unification title match. See, Cadillac was someone we willing to get behind, support. They were pretty convinced that no matter what he did to annoy you, his best interest was with the company, with their money. But Vintage, well, we don't know what Vintage Dragon's loyalties lie. For all we know, if he wins the title, he'll throw it out a window, light it on fire, take a shit on it. Never return to GCF. And that's not good for business. It sounds like RJ has put you into another hole. When we made the deal that we made, you said that RJ would be under control. Well, Joseph, control RJ. Oh, and speaking of RJ, that was good. Darkwing Declan, that's funny. Declan is a legacy name. It was my father's name and his father before him. My family has built a little bit of an empire, and they like to make sure their legacy remains, and part of that is carrying on names, titles, positions, respect. I'm not sure your family knows anything about legacy names. What is RJ? Did your parents just decide to add a J to the hard R? What's the J stand for? Jivin? In all seriousness, we looked into the Orange County Wallaces, and there wasn't a lot of information. But I'm sure we'll find some. Handle this, Joseph.
Whoa. That completely caught me off guard. I was
That-
not expecting that.
Out of
But
nowhere.
I do like how he brought up that you said Darkwing Duck, and he's wearing purple. So you didn't really help yourself there, my
Who's
man.
that?
That's one of our investors.
All right. Well, it'll be a
close
cold
friend.
day in hell
Wing duck.
before someone else's investor. Yeah.
Close friend.
All right. Well, anyway, in other news,
is he a close friend? He tried to suspend me for about 3 days.
I think you might have left a drop in the
Yeah.
bottle there,
Yeah,
Chief.
oh.
All right. For those of you fans of GCF and the wrestler known as Snipes, he will be in action against a longtime OCCW friend of the family, Guy Cool. That's right, Guy Cool, everyone's favorite party captain, and the leader
Hashtag
of
justice
the
for
good,
Guy Cool.
the captain of the good ship Pate. All right, will be in action.
Oh, is that his ship?
That is, what's that?
Is that his ship?
The good ship Partey. Yeah. I'm surprised you're not on there. He wouldn't allow that rot gut with him, but
Yeah, well, I knew of another boat. It was a little worse name than that, so
Okay.
I'll let you handle that.
Yeah,
one.
no problem.
We'll keep it tame.
okay. The good ship Lollipop. You
Sure.
Okay. Tickets are $15 pre-sale. We still have a few a few choice tickets left. They are $15 pre-sale, $20 at the door. That is one more time, Robert. If Darkwing Duck there isn't still on your thing, can you please show us that graphic one more time? That's American Legion Post 555 in Midway City. The doors open at 5:30. The bell time is 6 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are $15. $20 at the door. You can call either the post or myself at the number down there, but listed below, and make sure you reserve your spot at Black Saturday. That's right. That's 2 days after Thanksgiving and 1 day after Americans just get to show their ugly side of our culture. The day after they spend giving thanks for what they have, they get to fight over the things that they want to get for cheap.
You take things to the mall, turns into like the Dawn of the Dead remake. Gets
Yeah,
Google
or
out
what is
there.
it? Places like Best Buy and Walmart where flat screens go for $1 and people are like knifing each other over iPhones and
That
stuff.
60% off deal is too good to pass for some people.
Yeah, so remember, if you're tired of that and you want to see some people who actually know how to fight, come to Black Saturday, American Legion Post 555 in Midway City. If you're not familiar with where Midway City is, that is midway between Garden Grove and Westminster.
Midway.
Bring the family, bring your friends. Heck, bring your enemies. I don't care. Come on out. If your mother-in-law's in town or your tia Toncha and her 12 kids, bring them too. We got meatball sandwiches if you're tired of eating the turkey. We have a full bar. It's open for... it's a family-friendly show, even though there is a full bar.
I'll be there then.
It depends on the family. You know what you can do. Thank you. Good luck to you guys this weekend. Good luck to
you.
you tomorrow morning. You're going to have
Yeah.
a king-size headache.
Immune to it?
It's all right.
I what?
He's
Hell
immune to it?
I'm
Yeah.
pickling myself.
Yes. Well, you must have in-laws coming over this weekend. I want to wish you all out there a happy Thanksgiving. A stay dry and warm in this wet, cold time. I am Jonathan Malice. This has been OCCW, and I am out. Find out who that Darkwing Duck guy is, huh?
There's some
He doesn't
mystery
like
there. There's
me.
some mystery there. Well, I mean, we heard who he was talking about. He was talking about RJ, obviously. That video.
RJ, the boss man
This is
himself.
Lottie.
The owner.
There he is, there he
RJ, the
is.
man himself,
Now
is
the
here.
chaos
Oh,
begins.
it's
Good to
going
see
well,
back
my
from suspension,
man.
Hollywood. So let's unpack this fucking shit show of a promo.
Dude, Lando
we just
just
saw.
totally dissed you.
Okay, so
That
Lando.
was not Lando.
all right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Billy D
So
carries way more class than that man. And he does so with a cold Colt 45 in hand. All right, that
that's
man should
great.
have been
Fucking
Two-Face.
LeVar Burton over here sitting in his fucking living room somewhere wants to talk shit on my name. Well, N-word. First off,
Jeez.
you're not gonna sit here and tell some white man to control me. I don't need nobody to control me. Y'all came to me asking me to put your name on my company. And let's get this shit straight, everyone. This is my company. I laid the table, I built the table, and I just had some people put some plates on it. This is my show. Okay? So for Declan, or whatever the fuck his name is, to come up here and sit up there on his stupid little high horse, can't come down to Orange County and come get a meeting with me when I ask for one, but he can film a promo somewhere.
Where was it, New York?
I don't give a fuck where he was. You're not gonna come down here and shit on my company and shit on my name and tell someone who works under me to control me. And fact of the matter is, Sunday morning, whoever wins the championship, GCF and OCCW will still be in business.
Oh, right on.
Let them know, okay?
Testify.
So yeah, okay. So I'll pull for Cadillac, okay, because he is repping GCF. But I don't give a fuck who wins that match. Joseph Saint can back himself into a corner if he wants to. He's over there suffering up north with some people he doesn't want to be around. I don't care, okay. This needs to be set here, guys. Joseph Saint knows the door is open for a job at GCF if he still wants one, but the fact of the matter is, I'm doing something that Mikey O'Shea couldn't do, that B.A. Marcus Frey couldn't do, that no one else on the GCF roster could do, is get rid of Chris Cadillac and Divine Intervention and that little piece of shit Rossi that was here earlier. Glad he's gone. Okay? So no matter who wins, if Vintage Dragon becomes a better man that night, oh well.
Rossi
He
still
can
on
keep
the phone?
he can keep the title in East LA if he wants to. We'll find another world champion.
Must
That's
have been a phone call.
nothing. Okay? But GCF will still be running the next day. My job isn't on the line because I made my own goddamn job. I'm not going to fire myself. You know, who am I, Ted Turner? No. Okay? So,
As long as I have a job, that's all I really care about.
We got you locked in, man.
All
I don't know
right.
if you read your contract. But anyway, Vintage
didn't.
Dragon has a contractual
I just
obligation.
drank this and signed my life
Whoever
away.
the champion
There's
is
no
has a
insurance
contractual
policy.
obligation
Well, I know that.
to still be in GCF, okay? So, whoever wins on Saturday is still a part of GCF, whether they decide to keep the belt in.
Whoever wins,
Oh, there you are.
actually, I'm sorry. You know what? I am off my phone call now.
Just
and
break it?
you know,
It was a hard
Boss,
slam.
I call you boss loosely, and let me get in the
Get in the-
frame just
get in
real
the-
quick to let you know I respect both of these gentlemen right here. I'm gonna sugarcoat it, not anymore. I don't respect you, RJ. I never have, and I never will. You're the boss. You're the boss. You're the boss. That's all I ever hear. That's all we ever talk about. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. If Chris Cadillac didn't care about GCF, Chris Cadillac wouldn't be here. If Chris Cadillac didn't care about your GCF SoCal Heavyweight Championship, he would have dumped it in the trash and ran into the fucking limelight like your last champion. He would disappear like every fucking person that you've gotten in this venue. See, you've gotten all these big names. You brought Andy Brown here. You brought Sin Bodie. You brought Ruby fucking Reyes. Where have they been since those one match time? Never back in your company. So let me say this one more time, and hopefully you understand what I'm, the champ, and everybody at home has always said. GCF runs because Chris Cadillac has hoisted your company on his fucking back and continues to create a legacy, not for you, not for Saint, not even for myself, but for every single person that wants a job here one day. So remember this, on Saturday night, after that match is said and done, when the smoke is cleared, when the championships are in one man's hand, that's going to be Chris Cadillac. And you, RJ Wallace, boss man extraordinaire, you will be lucky if you get one of those belts back. Because if I have my way, if I have my say in the matter, and I always let the champ get the final word, but if he lets me say one thing, you'll be lucky to even see Chris Cadillac, your heavyweight championship, and OCCW's heavyweight championship for that matter. You'll be lucky to see them ever again.
Well, with vintage,
Saturday, boss.
When vi-
Hollywood, always a good time. TJ, you can't wait to see you continue.
Yes, sir.
You?
Can you bring me another bottle though for you?
so when Vintage Dragon wins on Saturday, I hope your boyfriend Cadillac takes your sorry ass to Barstow with him. Get the fuck out of my studio. How about that?
This is a bad time to ask.
Looks
if
like a
Ruby
fucking
answered
Hot
your
Topic
DMs.
employee. What?
Has Ruby answered your DMs yet? Is
We're
this a
getting
bad
there.
time to bring
We're
it up?
making strides. We're making strides. You know, I'm sorry I had to come in here all angry and start cursing at people. You know, I tried. You know, but I mean, it's
No,
been a
I
good.
think Rossi topped you.
I
I started the show off
mean-
with F-bombs, and I try and tame it a little.
mean, Rossi looks like a top. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he should be in one of your movies. He should be in one of your little productions.
This is a perfect Thanksgiving episode.
Oh yeah.
Never really shot
Oh,
a
yeah.
video like that before, but yeah.
Oh, you haven't? I
No.
heard that makes good money. I mean, I don't like. I
know.
wasn't asking.
Never
but like
tried.
I've
Is he a
done
top
research.
or is he a power bottom?
I have no idea. I don't know.
You generate all the power, Rossi, from below? Or you dishing out that cheek punishment from the top?
The cheap
Not skipping
punishment
leg
for-
day, that's for sure.
Oh, he's got the one leg up. He's doing the Captain Morgan.
That nice little.
Captain, I catch mean hamstring cramps. I can't
Okay, your
do that
ACL
one
doing
anymore.
that
Yeah.
sometimes. End up like Derrick Rose.
Yeah. I'll end up like Lonzo Ball with the fucked up shoulder and everything. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, it's been a good show. I mean,
Do we have any
I heard-
questions,
I
or-
heard John Malice came in here to get a shot of your vodka. You trying to kill John Dello before?
He couldn't handle. He couldn't handle the Totos. Everybody.
Toto's vodka.
can't.
Hopefully, we get that sponsorship.
I hope so.
You
Come
keep-
on.
you keep
I
drink-
plug it enough.
You keep drinking it. I mean, Jesus.
I don't think I have blood anymore. I have vodka. Just running wild through these veins.
I mean, you're
And I
getting,
still don't get an endorsement.
you're getting up
Oh
there.
no, I drink this crap.
I mean, I guess it's keeping you alive. I mean,
is.
You're
I'm gonna
like
laugh when we get a cease and desist letter.
you're like the Ric
Or an
Flair
email.
GCF, man.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, skin's a little less leathery, but I mean, yeah.
Oh. Right now it is. Wait till I get to his age and I got the tits going all around back.
Tie him up in a knot.
I mean, would you rather be the Ric Flair or the Ron Jeremy at GCF?
Oh, come on now. You're always going to go with the hedgehog.
Why did they call it? No, never mind. Not going there.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about Sonic, kids. You look this one up.
Don't.
Ron Jeremy for president.
Oh.
Put that on the shirt.
Make America hung again.
That term can go so many different ways in this country.
Okay, we'll look for something in between.
It's like we might want to change that one. I mean, I don't think that would go good if I wore it on a shirt. Though. If I wore it on a shirt,
Be
in
a whole
Mississippi-
Jordan Miles situation right there.
Yeah, if I wore it on a shirt in Mississippi somewhere, I don't think I'd come back.
But if you approve it, it's okay.
Coming to jimcornette.com.
Yeah. When Jim Cornette makes that T-shirt for you, Jim
It
Cornette.
sends it to me. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of heat with Jim Cornette. So, I mean, he got blocked.
Oh,
Fuck 'em.
You know, I'm almost certain Saints blocked.
I think, did he block all three of us? Or
He ain't blocked. I ain't said shit to him. Well,
No.
I did say I want that smoke from him.
I don't
so
pay enough attention.
I did
Oh,
say
no.
I want smoke from Jim
because I did
Cornette.
tag me, you, and Saint.
Jim
I
Cornette's
know he
votes?
blocked me immediately.
Oh, well, shit. I'm probably blocked too. Well,
yeah.
man,
so he
how-
probably blocked all three of us.
how am I
But,
going to know
he
when this
saw it though,
podcast
so
comes out? Well, he's probably going to, like, curse GCF and shit. Or, like,
who cares? Nobody listens to that shit anyways.
Well, I
So
mean,
nobody's-
if
but
you
anyways,
ever-
do we got any questions this week or?
do we? I mean, one question I get, you know, just hanging out around.
Is
you know,
why Jim Cornette?
hanging around Orange County, you know, I mean, you know, like it's I kind of addressed it right now, you know, what's going on with me and Joseph Saint. I mean, like I said, bro, like the door's open, man. Like if the investors throw you to the curb, I mean, you've been doing a great job as commissioner here.
Well, what would you
for
hire him as?
GCF. I mean, he'd still be commissioner. He just wouldn't be getting paid by the investors,
investors.
which would probably suck for him. I mean, he'd have to put that nice house in Newport up in foreclosure. I mean, he can find some chick that can take care of him, right? I mean, he's got the looks, you know. He's
I'll hook him up.
yeah, you know, you probably know some honeys around the way that are clean, hopefully, right?
For the most part.
All right, you know,
Depends where you're
I
going.
think Saint can make an honest living if shit goes wrong, you know, and you know the door's always open for him. You know, he's done a great job as commissioner here.
We'll just fire off some
GCF,
questions
you know?
just to keep, because we do it every week anyways. And since you're here, you're the owner. If you were running Ring of Honor, how would you run it right now?
10 times better than they are right now.
What's like one big change you would do to the company to make it like go back on track? Because it's obviously
Well, first off,
Head to the gutter.
I'd let Jay Lethal get his release like he wants to. Jay Lethal does want to leave Ring of Honor.
doesn't everybody.
Where does he
you
want to
know,
go?
I mean, I don't.
Excuse me. That Toto's is making
The,
his way
uh,
back up.
the I feel like the broad answer is him wanting to go to WWE, but I don't think they would give him enough, respect to do so, because, like he was high on the WWE radar after the whole Macho Man thing, and then-
Black Machismo.
Yeah, so like they were saying they would bring him back as Black Machismo, but I think it was like
It's-
Savage's family was like, no, I don't
gonna
want that
run
back in
its
WWE.
course,
Yeah.
though.
Oh, most definitely, because they would run that shit to the ground.
Oh man.
But I think he probably goes to TNA or maybe AEW.
Goes back to Impact?
Yeah,
That
I
would
think
be
so.
interesting. I mean, they have the money right now.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Mark
they have the
Cuban
money
being
right now.
involved, they
Yeah.
have the money. To
And like he
spend.
didn't really end on bad terms with TNA. Well, he ended on bad terms with Dixie, but Dixie's not there anymore.
Yeah,
so.
there's new management.
Speaking of Jay
completely.
Lethal, what's your favorite, though? Black Machismo? Or is Ric Flair,
His Ric Flair shit, dude.
impersonation?
His Ric Flair
Oh,
impersonation was great.
I see that video at least
Hands
like
down-
once a week.
hands
all
down
the
the
time on
promo.
Twitter. Every single
Hands
week.
down promo of the decade.
When the shoe goes flying.
Oh, when he
it's
throws
game
the
over.
shoe, when he elbow drops his jacket, just all of it. Like that.
Road
even,
Rage Nature Boy is the best.
Even even that match with him and Flair wasn't bad. Like I was like, you know what? Jay Lethal carried that match good enough for it to be
And
entertaining.
what's funny is that was my favorite Ric Flair. Was Impact Ric Flair when he was just kind of
Oh, when
crazy
he
and
was just-
senile,
oh,
and everyone's like,
man.
I don't even know if he's all there anymore, but screw it, put him on
he
TV.
clearly was taking shots with Jeff Hardy in the back.
His feud with Mick Foley.
Oh, yeah.
Mick Foley was already losing it too. Yeah, like Ric Flair just blatantly making himself bleed on camera.
They're dying because of you. They're jumping off buildings. What do you want, asshole? He does the spin. He's like, turn around. Here I am. Just like Superman and Clark Kent.
and
Spitting here.
And even in that Jay Lethal like feud, I mean, he gives his greatest line of all time. The Space Mountain reference. Oldest ride, longest line, and he's looking at like some like fat chick in the front row. Just- It's great. It's the point where Mike Tenay was just like, "What is happening here?"
And if you think that impression was decent, you should hear Joseph Saint's impression of Ric Flair.
Oh, Joseph Saint's impressions of Ric
Yeah, no.
Flair.
Now he's
great.
going to have to do it on the next
Yes, he
episode.
is.
Yeah, that's
I'm
some,
calling you out for that one.
yeah, like you gotta like hang out with us at like Tomcat Lounge over there, to see that.
Yeah, it's a little too run down for my taste. You talk about ring rats. Oh man, bar
classy
rats
enough.
over there.
Oh, man. Pick of the litter.
You're asking if the women
the
I
litter.
know have diseases. You take a stroll on down to Tomcat Lounge.
Oh.
Woo! You take a sniff and you catch something.
Take us.
Only on Matt's and Mark's you'll find us burying bars.
I mean, I'm more of a
But that
camp-
bartender, I love that guy. All right.
Oh yeah,
He's the one that got me into Toto's.
I bet he did.
After I told him I caught something there.
That was the payoff.
That was I was like, hey, don't
That was
sue
the
us.
settlement.
Don't sue us. Let me give you a lifetime supply of vodka. Is that what?
Pretty much. Mihai, thank you.
Shout out my man Mihai. He's a good dude over there.
Should we wrap this up?
I probably should.
well, well,
Should
do we have
always
any
probably
questions?
wrap it up. But,
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
mean, well,
Who does that, right? I mean,
I've never done it.
I haven't done it since 2012.
2012. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's
Mine was like 2002.
Jesus.
10-year challenge here. Talking about wrapping it.
happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this chaotic episode of Matt's and Mark's.
Right. I hope you're all not just stuffing turkey, but stuff things. Stuff those
See,
birds.
I mean, at least he held out till I got on the show. Like he wasn't going crazy.
We're not
Like,
going to get
I
suspended.
tried to be a
are we?
little serious, but it's way too hard for me to
he
stay
kept
that
his
focused.
journalistic integrity up until the
We
end.
can't get him suspended again.
Yeah,
though.
no.
That's
Yeah.
like,
Well, I will be.
Well, no,
I'm like right here. I might lose my Facebook, you guys. Probably gonna have to start a new one. I can't even post anything anymore. I'm surprised they even let me show off my chest anymore. This will get taken down tonight.
Facebook just doesn't
Watch
make
it
that
on YouTube instead. All right. Still free admission media.
up. Shit with the 4 other viewers.
That's right. Yeah. What do we get? Yeah.
Hey, we confused after the show's over.
They give up.
You know?
I think we had a lot of viewers at the start of this show,
It went.
and now
This thing nosedived. But anyways, it's a Thanksgiving episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Keep it safe. Stay safe. It's your boy Hollywood Hogan.
TJ Suave.
And your owner still after this Saturday, RJ Wallace.
Come on, you got slandered like last week and this week.
Yeah, that whole art. Oh man,
And stay tuned for the Gravy Bowl match.
the Gravy Bowl match.
Oh, we can't do that.
Is this
here?
like a porn thing?
Oh.
It's a slip and